Good morning, good people of God. What's up? It's Miss Coco Bowden, and you're listening to Lovely J Podcast. So, guess what we're going to do? The time is currently 9:57 a.m. We have hopped into the car, just like we is, because I was waiting for the drugstore to open so I could go and pick up my antibiotics. Yeah, gotta go get them. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Mounjaro. And I just got my lab work back today. And I am so happily blessed. This ain't happiness. This is joy. This is a blessing. You hear me? This is a blessed moment for me. Let me find me some chapstick to put on or some lip gloss, something on my lips. Because I'm going out the house just like I am. Haven't even ate breakfast. Forgot to grab a protein shake. Girl, you gotta stop that. Gotta eat. A lot of people think when you're on Mounjaro, it's all about not eating. No, Mounjaro is about eating the right foods at the right time. And I'm going to talk to you about that because my lab work shows a lot. Let's see, do I have everything I need? All right. It's hot out here already. Shades in effect. Let me clean these shades off and then we'll be on our way. But I finally got connected to the LabCorp place, the one where I can get direct results from them. I guess my doctor set it up like that, which I'm glad because now I do get to see my results within the same day. Well, I got it today. I did my test yesterday, which I really didn't plan on doing a test yesterday. I really planned on going in there and just, we driving off now, y'all. I really plan on going in there and, hold up, there's one more thing I gotta do. I gotta cut off the sprinkler so we don't be bothered. Okay, so I really plan on going in there and showing him my stomach. I got something going on with my stomach, y'all. It swelled up, got tender, and I knew immediately. I was like, dang, okay. But good thing I take probiotics, because if I had not been taking the probiotics, this cellulitis flare-up could be worse. It could be worse. I don't know. It's just certain things I touch and foods I eat. I say all the time I live in a bubble, and if I don't pay attention to my bubble guideline, like that's my bylaws of how I live my life to stay healthy, then I start getting sick again, and that's what happened. I let a few things go. And 10 o'clock, go to the bathroom. Can't do it now, I'm driving. I let a few things go. And as a result of that, me letting my guard down versus how I usually do, I got this thing on my belly now, and now I feel bad. So I got around some bacteria or something, and now it's infected me, so I'm going to get antibiotics for it. It's like a lesion underneath my belly. And just like that, I mean, I was doing fine 1 minute, and then all of a sudden, boom, bam. I went and put that Depend on, and I don't know what was on that thing, but whatever that was, that's what did it. Because I was fine until I did that. So I got to be careful. I got to make sure that I put my health supplies up and things. And, yeah, I just got to be careful on all that. Okay, but yeah, I'm headed now to pick up my antibiotics. That's why it's such an early morning run, because I want to start taking these soon as possible, because I don't want it to interfere with my birthday weekend. This is my birthday weekend. I'm not supposed to be in pain with an infection. What the? Not an infection on my birthday weekend. And then again, sometimes God allows things to slow us down. Anyways, go up here and get that, then come back home, eat me some noodles. Okay, getting back to the lab thing. Okay, so everything do look good on my lab work. Everything has improved. The most noticeably thing that improved on my lab work was my kidney function. Oh, thank you, God, for bringing my kidney function up to an 80-something. I think it's called the EGR. That test right there tells you how your kidneys are doing. The higher the number, the better your kidneys are. And I remember my kidney function was down to like, I want to say it was at one time it was real low. I can't remember if it was the 60s. That's when I want to say it was in the 60s, but 60s or 70s. But to see it up in the 80s and back in normal range, normal kidney function range, y'all, that's a miracle right there. It's a miracle. I'm just thankful for that. Another thing, my cholesterol came within normal range now. My HDL is high. That's the good cholesterol. My LDL is low. That's the bad cholesterol that gets into our arteries. And let me tell you this, the creatine levels in my blood are normal now. Yes, my triglycerides are normal now. Let me tell y'all, if y'all are smoking, quit smoking. If you want, I know it's hard because we were sold a lie. We were sold the lie that if we smoke, it's going to help us get through our problems, that it's going to make us less stressful, that it's pleasure. No, it's not. It's medications. At the end of the day, smoking turns into a medication. It turns into more money out of your pocket for medications. And I'm glad I quit smoking because now I'm starting to reap the benefits. And that's the only reason why I'm mentioning smoking. It is because smoking was one of the major contributors to my cardiovascular system. For the high cholesterol and the high blood pressure and things. Smoking was the biggest contributor to that. Every time I lit a cigarette, blood pressure shot sky high. It got so bad when I was smoking, y'all. I would feel high as a kite. Sometimes I hit 2-3 cigarettes back to back. Just feel high as a kite. Head all dizzy and drowsy. But I'm in my 5th year of being smoke free. Now, I can't tell you temptation don't come because it do come. It's sometimes I can smell a cigarette and I be wanting to partake in it so bad. And then I think about those health benefits. I be like, no, girl, because we breathing better now. We walking better because we can breathe better. We singing better because we can breathe better. But temptation does come. So I'm not trying to tell nobody it's a perfect journey because it's not. And I ain't trying to get on that subject of smoking, but since we here, I might as well say it. But it's not a perfect journey. There's always going to be temptations. That's like with any other addiction. The temptation is there, and people don't realize how it be hard on people sometimes who don't smoke. That's why I'm glad they stopped a lot of public smoking, a lot of smoking in public areas. I remember when I was a kid, you used to could go in social service and smoke. You could go in the stores, the grocery stores and smoke. Aren't the grocery stores just the best thing now? Because now you don't have to go in there and smell all that smoke. I remember when I was a child and everybody was smoking everywhere. And I was smoking everywhere too till I quit smoking. You used to could go to a football game at the schools and you see the men and women out there smoking in the crowd. And nobody never said nothing to them until it became a law. No smoking. No smoking on these grounds. You used to could go to the hospitals. And I remember this good as day because my biological dad and mom, they were chain smokers. Look like trains, but chain smokers, and they smoked every bit half a pack of cigarettes just going to visit somebody at the hospital. Yep, just going to visit. They smoked all them cigarettes. So In other words, I'm glad that smoking is no longer allowed like that in public. And that's no shade to nobody. Please don't take it the wrong way, because this is my month to celebrate my smoke free. And I'm just trying to share with somebody what I noticed a difference in me. Now, I put a post up that was saying the benefits after 5 years of smoking. So I hope nobody didn't think that I had heart disease or that I had the artery things and all that, because I didn't have any of that, thank God. But these are the results. I mean, this is what they say. After 5 years of quitting smoking, your blood vessels now widen like they supposed to. It takes your blood vessels 5 years to recover from smoking. So this is my recovery. This is where I'm at in smoking recovery for my body, is that the blood vessels are recovering. The cervical positions in my body. You know the cervical? Did y'all know the cervical, that smoking messes that up too? The cervix. Yes, I did not know that. But after 5 years of not smoking, it starts to recover and it's healed. Just like those blood vessels, they are healed. And I'm speaking that it's not going to take 5 years for you to recover. That your body is going to heal the moment you make up in your mind that you want to quit smoking. You will be able to do it. You are going to do this because you want life. Because you love yourself. You love your family. You love being able to help and go out and see others. You love life to the fullest. So if you're trying to smoke, I'm believing in you. If nobody else does, I do. And I'll share with you some of the tips that I had got, so you don't have to go through scraping up to find out, you know, what can I do to quit smoking. I know everybody's different and everybody learns different. Everybody needs different techniques. Moral of the story is you just got to quit. It don't matter how you do it. You just got to quit. And you got to stop making excuses for why you can't quit. You're going to be mad. You're going to be agitated. You might even shake some. The first, I think it was the first 72 hours for me, I was shaking. I may have a video of it somewhere. I thought I had saved the video because one of my granddaughters was doing the videos of it. And my legs were just, it was just trembles, big ones. My legs were just flopping all over the bed. Because, you know, once you start detoxing and withdrawing, and you already start withdrawing too, by the way. The moment you put the cigarette out, your body goes into withdrawal. So you can't tell me you can't handle withdrawals. That's the biggest reason why people keep smoking. Because they think they can't handle the withdrawals. When really you already in withdrawal the moment you stop smoking. You know, when you put a cigarette out and you go 1 hour, 2 hours without it, that is withdrawal. People, that is withdrawal. We have to learn that our words have power. And if you learn the wrong thing about what withdrawal is, if somebody spoke to you about withdrawal and it scared you, the devil is a liar. Because you're already in withdrawal. The moment that you put that cigarette out, your body begins to start to repair itself. Right then and there. Pushing that smoke out. Pushing that nicotine out. It automatically does it. So y'all, look, we're going to finish this conversation though, but I'm going to have to pull in here and get this medicine, and then we will finish once I get back on the highway, because I ain't trying to be out here all day either. I'm going home and disinfect my house since I got this bacteria going on. I'm go and disinfect and go from there. It don't, I started to say it don't look like they open, but then the little light flash that says open. I need me some electrolytes. We'll get back on the lab thing too, but right now I'm on this smoking thing. Hope it don't cost.
Hello?
Hey, picking up for Jamie Bowden.
Okay.
On the side it says, you all need Jesus. We all do. It's 10 o'clock. I do not want no.
Can you verify the birthday?
8/24/76.
Okay, and your ointment needs a prior authorization.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta have this ointment. How long will it take for that, the prior authorization?
The prior authorization is you have to go through your doctor, and then your doctor has to go through your insurance. So you just need to tell your doctor that you need a prior authorization on your ointment, and they might have you contact your insurance, or they will. But either way, it has to go through the doctor first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay, so can't get the ointment because it needs prior authorization, or however you say that. Yeah, we're going straight back home. This will first. Well, I don't make no stops. I'm going straight back home. So I'm going to call them, let them know that they need to, whatever it is they need to do, they need to do. They need to do. I'll let them know that. Oh, I got to shoot. Go, Jamie. Drive, girl. Drive. This area coming out from there is so dangerous. Because there's so much traffic be coming through. All right, back to what I was saying, though. I might pull at the park and sit a little bit. No, I'm not. I'm going back home. But back to what I was saying. The reason why the smoking thing is so important right now is because of the lab work that I got in shows that everything is working accordingly. These are the best results I've had in years. I'm not even going to lie. It's better than the ones I had prior to this one, about 3 months ago. So to see this is just amazing. To be at my 5-year mark as a non-smoker is amazing. And those health benefits are paying off. You may not think you... See, this is the thing about being a smoker. You gotta sacrifice your health just to fit in with people who really don't care nothing about you. Who really don't like you. We were sold a lie. Cigarette companies sold us a lie, especially Newport smokers. That was directed directly at the black people. We were sold a lie. I said, God, just not walking and smoking. Y'all, let me tell you something. That's not gonna hurt me that you walking and smoking. Y'all, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just telling my story and trying to help those who want to quit smoking. So don't think because you stand around me and smoke that I'm going to feel some type of way, because I'm not. It's your life, your journey. You choose what you want to do. If you want to be on medications and have an area designated in your house for medications due to smoking complications, that's on you. But I can tell you that space could be used for something more valuable. It could be used for something more better. Now, back to what I was saying. I can tell a difference in this 5-year mark because things do feel different. The first year when I quit smoking, oh, there go the yonis. When I first quit smoking, I was wondering, so when is the heart benefits gonna kick in? Because I was still having heaviness, and some of y'all are having that right now. Some of y'all's chest feel heavy. Every now and then you grab it after you smoke, and you might rub it or whatever, and you feel tightness in your back, and your breathing is loud. And it sounds like you're sizzling a little bit when you breathe. If you to the sizzle part, definitely quit smoking. Because that means your lungs is finna just leave you behind. But that first year, I couldn't tell really a difference in not smoking. It for me, it didn't work instantly like that. But by the next year, or I said a year and a half, I opened my mouth up because I love to sing. I opened my mouth up to sing a song, and I was like, what? My voice was totally different. I no longer had a smoker's raspy singing voice. Like I sing, like I growl and all that when I sing to get my words out. And a lot of times when I was doing that, that was technique for me because I couldn't really breathe good. So I cut my words short and I put a growl in the place of the words. Now I can sing straight out tunes. I can sing straight out words. And I don't have to cut everything with a growl now to cover up that I'm smoking, because I'm not smoking. And you can tell the difference in my voice. My voice is a lot higher pitched now. I can hold the notes longer. I don't give out a breath fast when I'm singing now. Speaking of that, I remember an old man. We went to go sing at this church, and this old man, he stood up and he said, I'm going to sing this song the best I can, because this might be the last day I sing this song, because my oxygen is leaving me. He had COPD too, you know, and he was in one of the end stages. And he said, the doctor said I won't go sing no more, but I'm going to show him. And he sung that song to the glory of God. And he looked just like my daddy. But he sung that song to the glory of God. And I think they say he died maybe a couple weeks after that. So when you're out here smoking, just know it takes a lot more away from you than you can even count on your fingers. Your speaking ability, your singing abilities, just your ability to ask for something. All right, so we're almost back to Canada. We didn't came out with a biscuit, almost back to Canada. But okay, let me get it on straight. Y'all, it's morning time, and I'm here and I'm there. But work with me now, because I'm here and I am there, because I got a lot going on right now in my head. But I do want to help those who are trying to quit smoking. I want to tell y'all about my lab work, because that means a lot to me to see that my numbers improve. Because sometimes we see the numbers and we sit back and we doing everything we know to do and still no improvement. And that hurts. Because then it makes us want to run back and get into the old habits. Now, last weekend, I had an urge to smoke a cigarette. Last weekend. I mean, seriously. I had an urge to smoke a cigarette. But I didn't do it. And you know why? Because my why is greater than that puff. My why is because I love life. I want to live long as I can and be in good health while I'm here. That's my why. I want to be able to walk for myself, talk for myself, do for myself. Now, I know there's some things right now I can't do for myself, but for the most part, I can do 90% of things that it may take me longer. It may be painful, but I can still do. So I don't complain, because I know God is good, and I know He's working and He's healing on me, and He's working on my mind and heart too, as I'm speaking this out to y'all, because I'm speaking it to you with a sincere heart of loving y'all, and a sincere heart of wanting you to be conscious of what you're doing. And I know everybody sometimes wants to say, well, you can die any kind of way. Yeah, you can. But when you want to die being able, you can die at any time. It could be a car accident, anything. You know, you don't got to die from lung cancer. You can die from natural causes. True. But while you're here, don't you want to live your life as best as you can, as healthy as you can? So, having said all that, if you want to quit smoking, Some people need a plan because they can't do it cold turkey. I couldn't do it cold turkey. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't. I tried it many times now. I tried to quit smoking probably 100 times or more. I've been trying to quit since I was 13. Couldn't quit. And no matter how many excuses I told myself or reasons I told myself why I was going to quit, I could not quit. And the main reason why I could not quit was because I lacked knowledge of why I needed to quit, why I started smoking in the first place. And another thing was how I was going to quit. If you don't have knowledge in those areas, you're not going to be successful in quitting. And not only that, if you have tried to quit smoking cigarettes in the last couple months and you have failed miserably and you went right back to smoking, guess what? I want to be the first to tell you that you're on the right path, because you are going to fail. The first, I don't know how many times that you try to quit smoking, you are going to fail. And it's perfectly okay. That's part of the process. Because each time you fail, you're going to learn something that you did wrong. So see, when it become God's timing, that's when you know it's really going to happen for you. But until then, you're going to fail and fail and fail and fail. And each time you fail, I want you to know, why did you fail? What made you give in? See, because we lack knowledge. If you don't know why you gave in, then you won't know what to look out for the next time. So this is one of the reasons why I fail. I fail because every time I got around my sisters or I get around other people, it was juicy conversations. And anytime I had a juicy conversation, I needed a cigarette. So I would fail miserably in that area. That was one time I failed. Another time I failed, and I tell you, it is the people you be around, but because you do be around them, you got to learn how to socialize around them without using the cigarette as a pawn. See, sometimes we really don't have nothing in common with people. But to keep conversation going, we'll just keep smoking and nodding our head right along to their conversations. It feels good. It's then gotten to be normal to us, but really you don't have nothing in common with that person but a cigarette. So maybe it's time you outgrow some of those people. It might be time for you to leave those people behind that you keep trying to smoke with just because y'all are smoking buddies. I had smoking buddies. You got to cut ties with your smoking buddies if they're going to continue to trigger you into smoking. See, it's all patterns. It's really patterns. Once you recognize your patterns, you can interrupt that pattern by not smoking and finding something else to do instead of smoking. So for me, instead of grabbing a cigarette, whenever my siblings and I would start talking, because we just started talking and Lord, talking and puffing. So we, and I tell you, the soap operas was triggers for us big time, because every time a commercial would come on, we'd say smoke break, like we on the clock, smoke break, and then we all go out there outside and smoke, because I stopped smoking in the house years ago. This ain't nothing new for me. I stopped smoking in my house when my son was like about 7 or 8 years old. So, because it was giving him asthma. And the doctors were getting on me, and they were going to call, social service on me and things about it, because he kept having to go to the doctor for asthma. So I had to quit smoking. I had to tell everybody, you got to smoke outside. But we had this, we were all smoking buddies. My dad, my siblings, my neighbors, friends. Anybody came to my house was my smoking buddy. You start a conversation up, we start smoking. You got to replace that. You got to interrupt that cycle. You got to replace that with something better. Instead of smoking, just sit there and hear what they got to say. And see if that conversation feels the same. Because a lot of it is gossip anyway. And do you really appreciate hearing people's gossip? Do you really appreciate hearing somebody else's downfall? I promise you, once you put the cigarette down, you will hear that conversation different. It's no longer juicy to you. It's sad when people go through trials and tribulations. It's sometimes emotional because when you were listening with the cigarette in your mouth, all you heard was a good time story. But now you're seeing the humanity in what that person is saying. So it changes up everything. You just sit and listen. If you need something to do with your hands, I don't recommend vaping either, because vaping is just as bad, has just as much chemicals. If in fact they say it has worse chemicals. So don't replace smoking with smoking or anything that resembles smoking. Don't do that. Go get a pencil. If you really need something to feel something between your fingers, get a pencil. Act like you're going to write. Get a crayon. Act like you're going to color. Go do something different. While you talking to people, just move your hands, move your fingers. Just like, ball your fist up, twiddle your thumbs, whatever you got to do. But give that urge time to pass. And I think that's another thing too. People don't wait for the urge to pass whenever you get the craving. When the craving hits, you got about you got about a good 5 minutes, and that craving is going to leave you if you don't give in to the temptation of it. And I can understand how you can feel like that 5 minutes is about 20 or 30 minutes long, but it's really not. Time yourself. Time yourself on the cravings. When you get a craving, ignore it and hit your timer right there and see how long it takes that craving to leave you. Now it's gonna come back, of course it do, because you hear I said I'm 5 years out and I still get cravings. So it's gonna come back, but each time you resist it, you submit yourself to God and you resist that temptation to smoke or light that cigarette. Don't even take one puff. One puff can set you back. That one puff may be the one puff that triggers lung cancer in your cells. So leave it alone. It could be the one puff that triggers COPD. You don't know. I never knew what puff it was that caused me to be sick. I don't know what that last puff was. But I can tell you this. Your life is so precious and valuable. There's so much life that you're going to do after the smoking. And you know how many of us smoke survivors are out here? It's a lot of us. Some of the coolest cats in this world that used to smoke and used to make everybody else want to smoke, now they don't smoke. Now they're seeing the benefits in their life. They're loving their life without the cigarettes. They're not trying to prove anything. A lot of times we try to prove too much to the wrong people. Stop trying to prove things to people and you won't need the cigarette. This is kind of like a lecture, right? No, I'm just trying to help somebody who really want to quit. You want to get your lab work back right? Quit smoking. Quit smoking. You may end up coming off more medications than you realize. Now, of course, so far, I haven't came off any medications. Yeah, I did. Wait a minute. Did I? Yeah, I did come off some medications. Some of the allergy medications I came off of. But then again, I'm still on a lot because I'm allergic to so many things, too. But I can tell you, it did help with my allergies. The bronchitis and stuff. It don't come around like that, like it used to. I used to have bronchitis every day. Every day, bronchitis, steroids. I was on steroids for 20 years. 20 years because of bronchitis. And I thank God that I got my brain. Because steroids mess up your brain. That was part of my weight gains too, by the way. It was being on them steroids. Okay. Now, going on to the juicy conversations. Cigarettes were supposed to be pleasurable. It was supposed to help us in a time of trouble, but instead it made us sick over time. If you want help, a present help in the time of trouble, go read the Bible. Because God is a present help in the time of trouble. If you want to know how important your body is, go read about your temple in the Bible. That's why we fight, y'all. We fight every day. We fight every day against this thing of darkness. But if you want to quit smoking, come up with a plan. Some people, I'll tell y'all what I did instead of what some people did. Let me tell you what I did, okay? I took the wing. In my heart, it rose up in me. I was smoking 2 packs a day. And I just kept hearing this small voice in my heart. Smoke only 10 today. 10 cigarettes. I was like, 10? What? 10 cigarettes? I didn't know where this thing was going, but I only smoked 10 cigarettes that day. And then I smoked 10 cigarettes that whole week. Each day. Instead of the 2 packs a day, I smoked 10 cigarettes in each day. And I was like, okay. And I didn't feel really bad, because at least I was able to lounge myself out the cigarettes instead of just being, you take time and lounge yourself out. Like, say I'm going to smoke every 2 hours, every 3 hours, every 4 hours. And even in that, it became jittery and it became frustrating, because now I found myself rushing the time so that I could get to the hour that I could smoke. But it still worked. So I continued to stick with it. The next week, I went down to 7 cigarettes. The next week, I went down to 5 cigarettes. That next week, it was quit time. There was no more reducing. There was stopping. You give yourself a date and time when you want to stop. What time you want to smoke your last cigarette. And do it. I chose my father's birthday. I heard a lady say on YouTube, because I watched several videos on quitting smoking. And the lady said her husband had died. And it had always been a sad day for her every time his birthday came around. All she did was cry, 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 cry. She never could do nothing positive on his birthday because, she loved him so much and it broke her heart. But she chose to quit smoking on his birthday. She wanted to turn it around from sadness to something good. And I resonated with that with her. And so I chose my dad's birthday, my biological dad, his name is Joe Marshall. I chose his birthday, August 16th, 2021, to be my quit day. Now, originally, I was supposed to stop smoking the cigarettes at 3-something, but I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know exactly what ended up happening, but the last cigarette ended up being, I ended up smoking the last cigarette around 4, I'm not sure if it was 3:40 or what, but one of my granddaughters went with me, Destiny. And this was the last day of the cigarette, because Destiny believed in me from day one. Since she was about 6 or 7 years old, she was always like, quit smoking, Grandma, quit smoking. And she said it to me every day until it finally happened. So I smoked that last cigarette in the afternoon. I want to say it was either 3:20 p.m. or 4:20 p.m. I'm not sure, but I'm sure I got it somewhere written down. I smoked that last cigarette and I said, oh, I'm going to pull this thing. This going to be so good. And I ain't going to lie, it was the best tasting cigarette ever. That cigarette was so doggone good. I took my time. I was looking up in the sky. I was like, just getting that last puff in and feeling the strain and heaviness on my heart too while I'm smoking. My heart is heavy because it's not heavy because of any emotional things I'm going through. It's heavy because my blood not flowing good. You hear me? I'm sick. That's why it was heavy. Because the stress from the cigarette smoke. But yet at the same time, the smoke was pretending to be so good to me. It was acting like it was the best thing ever. And when I put it out, that was it. I remember throwing the cigarette butt on the ground. I said, I'm not doing this no more. I'm not doing it no more. And that was it. I didn't look back. I had those withdrawals, those tremors. And it's a possibility. Everybody's going to be different. I had tremors, though, I think, because I am a former drug addict, too. So, all that ties in together. Your body never forgets those things. So I think that was my body's way of dealing with things, because I did that also whenever I had quit the drugs. But I didn't look back, and yeah, I had cravings. Yeah, there were times people pulled in my yard smoking, and I wanted to smoke right along with them and had the conversation. But I learned how to talk to people without smoking. You know what I did? I started listening more. I started paying attention more to what they were saying versus that cigarette smoke going up in the air and between my fingers. And once I took the focus off me and put the focus on them, I didn't want the cigarette. I didn't have the craving. Now people can pull up all they want. And I can sit there and talk with them and it doesn't feel odd. It's normal now for me. I don't feel odd. Now sometimes they say, girl, that don't seem right. You're not smoking with us. Yeah, it do. It's a way that seems not right to man, but it's right to God and it's right to me. So it did seem right to me that I wasn't smoking. But you got to really speak that thing over your life. And you got to put it in your... You've got to put it in your mind that that's what you want to do. That you want to stop smoking. You got to put it in your mind. Set a goal that you want those lab numbers to come back good for you. You want to reduce your risk to zero to none. You want to reduce your risk of having lung cancer, heart disease, cardiovascular, kidney disease. You want to reduce it. Or mouth cancer. You want to reduce those risks in the next 5 years. If you want to cut those risks back, quit smoking now. And I may talk about this a little later on, but it's getting hot out here. And I'm going in the house and find me something to eat. It might take me another nap. I gotta eat something. Oh, I didn't tell y'all the medicines I got. Hold up. Okay, so I got 10 days I gotta be on these antibiotics. I'm on 2 different types of antibiotics. One is Bactrim. One is gonna be Doxylin. And the ointment, they said I gotta call in and get that straightened out. How often I got... Y'all know these antibiotics, right? You cannot be in the sun with these antibiotics. I feel my stomach burning now sitting here in this car. Let me see how many milligrams. 100 milligrams of that one. The Bactrim is 800 milligrams. Dang, I hate to take this, but I know I need it. I gotta take it, y'all, because I'm getting ready to go on my road trip, and I'm just gonna have to stay out the sun. It's gonna be hot down there anyway. Definitely gonna stay out the sun now. Isn't that? Yeah. Alright, y'all. I've got to go. And I've got some other podcasts that I got to load up. I'm going to make sure I do that for y'all. I got to talk on some of my other ones, too. I got to do Hello Life. I have not done a cleaning podcast in about a month. And it's not on purpose, guys. It's just that I have to stay focused on making sure I get the stuff done that I'm doing. And the cleaning that I'm doing now is so deep that it's taking so long. I don't want to lose focus. It's not the simple stuff. This is the hard stuff that I'm coming through. But I'm going to come through with some little stuff like tidy up sessions and maybe clean off the counter sessions. Clean off your table sessions. Make up your bed. Yeah, I think I do got to do that. Today I'm changing out the sheets on my bed, so I may do a podcast with you on that. I gotta change these sheets out because I don't know where the bacteria came from. Whew, thank God for home. Thank God for home. Y'all walked in here and I realized I thank God for home. Oh, I need to straighten up my kitchen. I sure do. I got some things in there that I need to it's gonna be that shelf for me that's just, that shelf catches my eye and it's disturbing to my eye. Anyways, peace, love, and happiness. Y'all have a great day, and I hope I wasn't too hard on you, but quit smoking as soon as you can. You're gonna fail a lot, and that's okay. I'm still down with you. When you see yourself failing to quit smoking, that means you about to quit. Every time you fail, you that much closer to quitting. Yeah, that's the way you gotta look at it, because that's what happens. You that much closer. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Peace, love, and happiness.